Good morning, everybody. Hello. This is my first live for 2018. Back to it after a nice holiday. I hope you are all well. When you pop on, please say hi so I know you're watching and I can just say hello back to you. If you are watching the replay, and you'll know it's a replay because that little live button right there isn't there. There's no live button, so that means you're watching the replay. So just put hashtag replay and say hello, and I'll just say hi to you. That's all I'll do. I'm not going to harass you or anything. I'll just say hi and thank you for tuning in and watching with me. Okay. So, my name is Leanne. If you haven't watched me before, this is my personal wall and I'm doing a makeup tutorial on my personal wall today. I usually pop them here on my personal wall, but if you want everything kind of makeup, I do have a business page as well, which is Lee's Beauty Lounge. So you can pop on over there. That has everything makeup and skincare related in there as well. All right, let's get to it. So, I've got something a little bit different. I've got a couple of things I'm going to show you today. And one of the things is my new crush. So I'll be showing you that at the end of my little tutorial. So stick around for that one. Excuse me. My throat's... I've been a little unwell since we've come back from camping, so I do apologise for being late. I was supposed to be on here at 10 o'clock, but it's been a bit of a slow start for me today. But we're on here. We're all good. All right, so I have done my face this morning. I've got foundation and all that kind of gear on there. So we're going to do an eye and a lip look today. Now, we're going to talk about Jane. We all know who Jane is. Plain Jane, we like to call her. Now, I don't think that Plain Jane gets the rap that she deserves personally, because for me personally, I quite like the Plain Jane look. That's kind of where I sit. That's kind of me. I sit there. So this here is the palette that I've put together. This is our Plain Jane palette. You can see that there. It's really pretty, but it's not plain. There's nothing plain about it. It's just great for people who like to keep their makeup simple. You know, you don't like the bright colors. You don't like anything too dark and smoky. It's just a really nice neutral palette for those people who don't like anything too bright. So this is our Plain Jane palette. So our first color here is Gullible. Then we've got Discreet, Nonsensical, and Optimistic. Now you can switch any of these colors out if you like. You can create your own palette if you want to, but we can switch this out for another color, and I'll show you how to do that a little bit later. But we're going to use this. This is going to be our eye look today. So let's start. So we're going to start with Gullible. Now I've got my blending brush here to use today. Now I think that a really good tip with a neutral eye is that you need to be blending really well. So you don't want any harsh lines. You don't want everything to be really dark. You want it to be nice and soft. So the key to that is blending. So this blending brush is your friend. Use your friend. So I'm going to take just a little bit of Gullible. I need my mirror. Oops. Okay. And all I'm going to do is just put a little dot right there in the outer corner. Okay. And then little circles and kind of a windshield wiper action backwards and forwards in the transition zone. Transition zone. That sounds like some kind of military. The transition zone. So yeah, we're just lightly putting that in the transition zone of your eye. A little, and just kind of bringing it down the outer corner as well. Then we're going to do the same on the other side. Always remember, less is more. You can always add to it, but it's hard to take it away. So just add little bits and pieces, little tiny bits of colour until you get what you want. That way then you haven't got a big block of colour that you can't do anything with and you can't remove it. Well, you can remove it, but you know. See, isn't that pretty? Just really, really light. Now you could actually take that, and I'm going to just take that a little bit darker. Just so that it stands out a little bit more, because sometimes it's hard to see in this video. Just so that you can see it a bit more. So who is having an awesome summertime? Are you on holidays? Have you worked right through the Christmas New Year period? Let me know. So we've just come back from a beautiful camping trip down south. I will say the weather wasn't fantastic. We are in South Australia, so going south obviously takes you right down onto the Southern Ocean, and it was windy and it was cold. Our tent broke on the third day because we had these cyclonic winds in the middle of the night. It was actually a little bit scary. I was a little bit scared. So we were literally holding our tent down at about 5 o'clock in the morning. Our gazebo out the front of our tent went flying into someone's caravan. And yeah, we were literally, there was 5 people all holding our tent down because we thought it was just going to take off. So all the front of the tent broke. So we had to, we fixed it. Well, I shouldn't say I didn't fix it. My husband and my cousin that were there, they went and got all sorts of supplies and come back and roped it down further and pegged it all in, so we couldn't get in and out the front. We had to climb out the back. But you know, it was all right. It was a learning experience for us. We don't go camping all that often. But we do love going camping, and so do our boys. So in the end, we had a really great time. Yeah, it was just the weather wasn't expected, I have to say. It wasn't expected. But our last 2 days there were beautiful. There was no wind and it was really warm, and but we had a really good time. So we've been camping. All right, I'm getting sidetracked. So that's really pretty. So you could actually, if you wanted to, you could absolutely just leave it like that. You don't have to add anything else if you don't want to. But we're going to go with discreet. Now, discreet's a really nice light color. It's going to help to brighten up your eyes. And it's got just a really light tint of pink on there as well. So I've got my angle shadow brush and I'm just pressing it onto the lid. See how it just brightens up your eye? So who goes camping? Let me know if you are a camper. We don't go camping off the grid because I need running water and flushing toilets. I'm not going just, you know, out in the middle of nowhere. That's not for me. So just on the lid, and just to where that meets that gullible colour that I've put in the outer corner. It's just a little bit of blending there. Okay. Now I'm going to take my crease brush and we're going to take this nonsensical. I just want to check that that is actually nonsensical. Because I don't know, I never remember the colours names very well. So I'm just going to take a bobby pin. Actually, this is a good way to show you how these palettes actually work. Just let me check this. I'll just lift that up. Yes, that's nonsensical. So these are magnetic. So you can see this little colour circle here. It just sort of pops out and it's magnetic. So they just pop in and they don't come out. They're just stuck in there. So you just put a bobby pin in the back of them to pop them out, and you can change them around. You can create your own palettes, and they travel really well too because it all closes up like that. Nothing comes out. They can't get damaged, and yeah, they don't fall out. So yeah, they're really cool. They're really cool. Okay, so this is my crease brush, and I'm just going to take a little bit of nonsensical on the end there. And I'm just going to place it in the outer corner. Now I'm literally just putting it in the outer quarter of my eye. I'm not taking it any further than that because, you know, we're not trying to create a dark smoky look here or anything. This is really light and neutral, but by doing this, you're just adding a little bit of dimension to your eye. It opens it up in the corner. It makes it look bigger. And this is a really pretty brown. It's got a bit of a red tone to it. It really is a nice colour, this one. Can you see that? Then we're just going to blend all of this together. What do you think? Nice? I like that. Okay, and then the last colour we're going to use is Optimistic. This is a really light one. Now, we're going to use this one just in the inner corner. This is going to really give some brightness to your eyes. It's going to open them up, make them look more awake. So it's a good trick if you are feeling a little bit tired and you think your eyes are looking a little bit sleepy. Just put in a nice highlighting colour in the inner corner of your eye and it will just brighten it all up. Just like that. Now, like I said, you can change any of these colours out if you don't like any of these colours or you want a different look. But with Optimistic, what you can do, if you don't want that light colour, you can actually change it out for a dark colour. Our black is called Legendary. You could change it out to that and use that as your eyeliner. And that way then you've got a full eye look right there in your palette. So you've got your 3 colours here and then your black for your eyeliner and you've got a full eye look happening. All right. Now I'm just going to pop some eyeliner on. I'm going to use the Precision Pencil Imperfect, which is black. And I actually need to sharpen that by the looks of it. Grab my sharpener. To my sharpener, it's come out of its little holder. How does that happen when I haven't even been here? How does that happen? How does that happen? Oh, there we go. Looks like I just put it in the wrong way last time. My fault. My fault. Okay. So I'm I'm going to keep this really neutral. You could go with brown. The chocolate brown in proper would work beautifully with this as well. I'm just going with black today. So I'm just going to keep it really close to the lash line. And because we don't want it to be too dark today, I'm just going to take my liner shader brush and just smudge that out a little bit. When you're going to smudge these pencils, you want to do it straight away because they do dry within 30 to 40 seconds. And once they're dry, you won't be moving them. They're going to stay put. Okay, now I'm going to bring some of these colours down underneath my eye. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. I like to sort of bring all the colours together, and personally I think it kind of hides some of my fine lines under my eyes by doing it. But it's completely up to you, you don't have to. We're going to keep it quite soft, so we've got a little bit of Gullible. So who of you, I know New South Wales especially has been hit by some pretty nasty hot weather, and you've had electricity out and all that kind of stuff. Is it still really hot in New South Wales? And then I've got a little bit of Nonsensical, and I'm just putting it in the outer corner. Just like that. Okay, now a little bit of mascara. We're going to go with Epic today because I love Epic. I love my Epic mascara. If you've been watching me for a while, you'll notice that the last couple of months I've changed the way I put my mascara on. I'm actually looking down into a mirror rather than looking up. Because I was always, oh, I've got a piece of hair and I put a bit of mascara in it. Always the person that got mascara everywhere. When you look down, that doesn't happen. So always remember this mascara is buildable, so you don't have to pack it on. You can go really, really lightly with it. And then just keep building on it until you get your lashes the way you want them. So yeah, I hope it has cooled down for you guys where it's been really hot. It's quite nice in Adelaide, I have to say. The day we arrived home was quite hot, which was what day? Saturday? Yeah, Saturday we got home. Yeah, that was hot. And then it's been really nice. Sunny and warm, but not stupid hot. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit on the bottom. There we go. So what do you think about that? Just a really nice, simple, plain Jane look, but there's nothing plain about it. It's just something nice for people who don't like a whole lot of colour and a whole lot of smokiness and darkness happening on their eyes. So there's nothing plain about it. Plain Jane shouldn't be called plain Jane. But, you know, it is a really, really nice colour. Now, so this is our plain Jane palette. This is one of our action words today. If you haven't heard me talk about action words, they're the words I'll tell you can use. You can comment below with the action word, so Jane, and I'll just send you a message and we'll have a little chat about what it is that you are interested in. So that's our first action word, Jane. You can pop that below and I'll just send you a little message and we'll have a chat about it. All right. Let's move along. Now this is the exciting bit because this is new. This is my new crush. I'm going to show you my brand new crush. These are our Crush lip powders. Lip powder. I'm not joking. It's a lip powder. So these arrived yesterday for me. And I'm going to show you. So this is how they come. There's 3 in the pack. So this is part of our Kudos for January. So you get these 3 colours in the pack. The colours are, what are they? Casual, which is this one here. Curvaceous, which is this. So you've got like a light pink kind of mauve, more of a neutral sort of colour. And then you've got Curvaceous, yep, which is the red one. And then Captivating, which is like a berry colour. I think it's important that everyone has these 3 colours or these types of colours in their makeup bag anyway, because they kind of work with everything. If you've got a neutral pink, you've got a red, you've got a berry, you're kind of covered. So, you know, everyone should have these. Now, these are awesome. I had a little play yesterday. Well, now it's stuck in the pack. There we go. Okay, so they come in these little bottles. They're really cute. It's kind of like a nail polish bottle, really. But they are a powder. Now, they go from a powder to a cream. No joke. So they're completely matte. So unlike our splash liquid lipsticks that go from a cream to a powder matte finish, these go from a powder to a cream matte finish. Now, these are these are for trendsetters. These are what is out on all the high-end makeup products at the moment. This powder, they are really, really cool. So I'm going to show you how to use them. Now, I'm going to try and get close because I don't know whether you're going to be able to see it on here, but when you pull it up, you can sometimes get this little puff of powder. So let me just see. Go slowly. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Oh, it did come up, but I don't think it shows on the video. Alright, so you've got these little ones. They're so cute. They're little. So this is what you apply it with. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up, if you're in a hurry in the morning, I don't think this is what you need to be putting on your lips. You need to take your time. Don't be putting it on in the car because you're going to end up with this stuff everywhere. Not that you should be putting any makeup on in the car, but if you do, I'm just saying, just putting it out there, this is not your friend in the car. Alright, so it's a powder. And once you pop it on your lips, it transfers and it switches up and it becomes a cream. So, look, I was a bit iffy about these when I first heard about them. I thought, really? Why would you bother? But I'm going to show you. It is really, really cool. Now, I like to start in the middle of my lips and just gradually work out. You want to go slow. You don't want to go just whacking it on like you would just a lipstick and running out the door. You want to take your time with it, but it is worth the time it takes. Okay, so you've got this, and you're just going to start on, well, this is how I like to do it. You don't have to do it this way, but this is how I do it. So once you've moved it back and forth a couple of times, it turns into a cream. Just like that. Now, you don't want to smush your lips together. You just want to press. Now, I always say that anyway. You don't want to smush your lips because you're going to move the lip colour everywhere. Now notice I haven't re-dipped once. That's done all of my lips just with one. I haven't re-dipped it at all. Now, that is one coat. Now, what does that feel like? It kind of feels like nothing. It feels like nothing is on your lips. So when I compare it to our Splash liquid lipsticks that are a cream and dry tool matte, they do have a thicker feeling to them. It feels like there's something on your lips. You don't get that feeling from this one. I'd probably compare it a little bit more to our stains, our lip stains that we have that are really thin, and you know, you don't get that feeling that something's on your lips. So it's a little bit more like that, but it is a matte. It is a complete matte finish. It's one-dimensional. So there's no shimmer, there's no sparkle, there's nothing else happening in there at all. So it is a complete matte finish. That color's beautiful, actually. I really like that. Sorry, my nose is running. Now, it is buildable. So that's why you put on a really thin coat. And if you want it to be richer, you want it to stand out a little bit more, then you can go again. You see that? You see how that color just sort of gets richer and deeper? It's really, really beautiful. I will say one thing, and I don't know what it is that makes it feel that way, or unless it's just me. It has a warm feeling on it, and when you speak, your breath kind of goes over your lips and it kind of feels warm. It's a little bit odd in that regard, but you know, that really doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. Okay, I'm just looking at my notes. I wrote down a whole heap of things yesterday after I had a little play with it. Make sure that I have told you everything. All right. Now, I noticed there's no bleeding. I don't tend to get bleeding from lipstick anyway, but I know a lot of you do. I have spoken to quite a few other presenters who do have that issue with fine lines and they get bleeding. There's no bleeding from it. It sits on your lips and it stays there. As far as the transfer goes, if you have a drink from a glass or a cup, there is going to be a little bit of a transfer. Not a lot, just a little bit. If you kiss your husband on the face, you know, it is going to come off on his face a little bit, not a lot. But because these are so highly pigmented, it's not going to remove your lipstick. So whereas a lot of matte lipsticks will come off and it kind of takes the color with it, it's not going to do that. It's going to, your lips are going to stay that color that, you know, you've all just put on your lips. So you'll get through drinking and eating and kissing and all that kind of stuff. It will transfer, but not a lot, not a lot. So whereas our stains don't transfer at all, these will transfer a little bit, but you're not going, it's not going to dull your color. It's not going to take the color off your lips. Yeah. Now, my nose is really running. Is that about? Making sure I've got all my little. I was just reading my notes, making sure that I was giving you all the information I thought I needed to give you. So, I did notice throughout the day yesterday that this colour, when you push your lips together, actually reactivates it. So if you're a bit of a, like to move your lips around during the day, you'll notice that the colour actually reactivates when you do that. You can put a bonbon or a lip balm or a lip gloss over the top. It's not going to affect the quality of the lipstick. It's going to give it a little bit of a shine, but it's not going to affect the transfer of the colour. Now, really sniffy. So there's, like I said, there's 3 colours. I'm going to put all of these on and take some photos, so you'll be able to see all of them on. But yeah, look, if I just show you, I don't know whether you can see it moving in there. You probably can. It's powder. It's powder. So it's very, very cool. Yeah, so we've got 3 colours. These are in our Kudos. So you get all 3 of these colours. And you're gonna love them. I do. I was a little bit skeptical as to why you would choose something like this over a normal lipstick, but what I found yesterday was that it is a true matte, and if you like a light feeling on your lips, then you're going to get that. Whereas a lot of mattes you'll find are very heavy, they feel thick, they're very, very creamy feeling on your lips. You're not going to get that from this. So even though it's matte, it still feels really, really light on your lips, almost like there's nothing happening there. So that's how I would categorize that. That's how I would tell people to choose that over some of our other lipsticks. All right. So this is our second action word. It is crush. If you want to know a little bit more about these, or you would like to grab one of these little bundles of our powder to cream lipsticks, just say crush below and I'll send you a little message about these. All right, let's do a little recap. So we did eyes today with our Plain Jane palette, which is gullible, discreet, nonsensical and optimistic, or you can change that out for a black if you wanted to have an eyeliner in that palette as well. We can change any of these colors out if you don't like them or you want to create your own palette. That's perfectly fine too. But just say Jane below if you'd like to have a chat about this one. So yeah, let me just show you again. So we've got our transition color, which is gullible. We put discreet on the lid just to brighten everything up. And then we've got nonsensical in the outer corner, and then a little bit of optimistic in the inner corner just to brighten up your eye. And then we talked about our crush, so our powder to cream lipsticks. So these are brand new. These are for the trendsetters out there who like to have what's new in the makeup world. But they really are very, very cool. I really like them. I really like them. All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in. If you're watching on the replay, please say hi, just so that I can thank you for watching, and I know who's been watching out there. This is my first live of 2018, so I'll be making sure I keep them regular throughout the year. If there's anything out there, a tutorial that anyone would like me to do, please feel free to send me a message and just say, hey, can you do a tutorial on this? And I'll put something together for you guys. All right, I hope you have a fantastic day. Enjoy the summer or the winter, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you all later. Bye.